Today is July 17th, 1965. I would ask all of you to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. To the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible. Thank you. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Wolf. Here. Mrs. Skinner.
Yes.
Mr. Carpenter.
Here.
Mr. Nauer.
Yes.
Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mrs. Forrest. Yes.
I'm glad we have a lot of visitors today. Any comments? There are two pending legislation for your next regular meeting. The first one is ordinance number 24-24. An ordinance to amend the village zoning map and rezone parcel known as Canal Road, Hebron, Ohio 43025. And more precisely identified as an auditor's parcel number 075-330-786-00.00 and 075-330-786-00-001. And I also want to point out, it appears that there are 4 parcels missing from this title. So I'm going to read those parcels all together to you. And those parcels are all part of the recommendation that made by the Planning and Zoning Board to the City Council.
So there's 2 more.
There'll be 4 more.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, they were left out when the legislation was drafted. No, I'm not going to read them. So at the next meeting, all 6 parcels will be identified in the legislation.
And that will still be considered the 3rd reading?
That will be considered the 2nd reading.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. Because attorney indicated that it does not
Doesn't
impact.
matter.
Yeah. And the second legislation is ordinance number 26-24, an ordinance authorizing the administrator and fiscal officer to enter into a contract with Rosius, Johnson and Briggs LLC without advertising for certain legal services for the village of Hebron, specifically for planning and zoning and for other related matters as necessary. That would be the first reading. Following that, we have committees. First on the Public Works Committee, there is no report as of today, but we have scheduled a meeting on August the 5th. We'll be talking about the items that hopefully we can finalize the parks rules and stormwater utility. Finance Committee, I'm going to ask Deb to come up to talk about the appropriation amendment.
Okay. There. Hello? Yes. Here we go. All right. I think that you all received the handout that I prepared that gives you the information. And we also discussed previously that I would have to ask for this appropriation amendment due to some incoming funds from Microsoft, the $5,000 donation from the Licking County Foundation. So on this sheet, you'll see the recommendations that I wanted to make for the appropriations. The first column on the left, the first ones are everything in the general fund, and you'll note these numbers match up with what we've already spent for the Microsoft project that we'll be getting funds reimbursed. So in turn, I have to appropriate that. Have to appropriate in a couple places, have to appropriate it in the Microsoft fund. You'll see it down as part of that. And then in turn have to turn around and then put it back into where the funds that it came out of originally so that it can then become available for us. I'm not going to go each specific one. Jump down to water. That is the money, the $120,000. It's rounded up to what we've spent so far that will be reimbursed. Wastewater, the same thing. Then the Community Initiative and Enhancement Fund, that's the $5,000 that we received. And then the last is the Microsoft Project Fund. So that money will be, the transfers out amount represents the amount that's going back into all these funds. And then the other is just money that we'll be receiving, that I'll be spending back out to pay for future bills that we'll be receiving. And then I just listed, again, the line items to the right that'll be refunded by the Microsoft funds. So if you don't have any questions, what I'll be asking for you to do is at the next council meeting, make a motion to draft the appropriation amendment ordinance. So, do you have any questions?
Tell me again, what legislation you're bringing about.
An appropriation amendment. You'll make a motion to ask the solicitor to draft that legislation. Does anybody have any questions on any of the items on here, any of the numbers or anything? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Unless you want me to keep us on for your rest of your visit.
There's no report from the police committee, but the upcoming meeting is scheduled on July 29th. Nothing from water and wastewater at this point in time, and likewise with the personnel committee. Items not listed.
Certain backgrounds, and 62 17 for people now, and we're going to put in 4 more.
Who's the new chief then? Who's the new chief?
What the assistant's name talk? Okay, thanks. Could I make a comment?
Absolutely.
Sit underneath public works.
Yeah.
I don't know if the village did this or if a contractor did, but on North Street, there's a full, maybe you've been on it, but it's a really rough, like a trench.
Yes.
That goes across, and it's very sharp. I think it needs to be filled in if whatever they're doing is done.
Yeah.
Because that's not good for your tires.
That is correct. They're trying to locate a potential water leak on that stretch. They have got a couple of places and they have not identified that yet. So they're working on it. And once the work is done, yes, there will be repair. Absolutely.
Because it's so rough, I don't even go over it anymore, because I'm not doing that.
Sure.
And it's just such an inconvenience, but I'm glad that it's going to be looked at and
Yep.
repaired, because it's just really very sharp
Understand.
trench.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Not a problem. I do have a couple of things I want to share with the council. This village is asking, it's been asked to close the Fish Brother Way between Main Street and 116 West Main Street next Thursday.
Which been done before.
Okay.
Why do they want to change this time?
Next Thursday, there is a farmer's market day, so they're closing that in order to accommodate.
Oh, so it's just temporary.
That's right, that we accommodate 22, 24 vendors. Yeah. And the second one is well number 7. I mentioned to you, the contractor did the step testing. It appears that we could reach the goals that we're hoping to pump 1,000 gallon per minute. But we definitely need to look at the groundwater source. Because there's some issue that we need to look at. We will be working with our engineering firm and to look at this issue down the road. Just want to give you a heads up. We have some hiccup with the wastewater treatment plant on the final clarifier. One of the clarifier, we have some hiccup, so we are trying that clarifier and then see what issue we would have. Tomorrow I'll be going over there to talk to the contractor to see what return that needs to happen. So more information will come to you as well, and to the water and wastewater committee as well. The last thing is we had the street servicing contract awarded to Strausser, and we met with the contractor. Currently they have a couple projects they are trying to wrap up, and tentatively we're looking at sometime mid or the end of August to get that project started. Before we finalize the dates, we will send a note, door hangers and notices, especially on Enterprise Drive that will be resurfaced. That is going to cause some delay, but we're expecting not complete closure, but they'll be working on one lane at a time. But that will be some challenging managing traffic. Just want to let you know. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Does any other council member have anything for open discussion?
Are they gonna build a little house or shanty over the well before winter? Or?
Yes, our engineering is designing that and trying to come up with the definitive plan. Yes. Any other topics to talk about? Any other comments from the visitor? Goes to us.
Bunch on the formula is an additional to what's already on there. What's already on there, Gina?
So 10.
So that's additional. Wow.
That sound right? Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
I was thinking it was a little over 11 because they put on a 1.8 the last time. So I was thinking it was around 11.8 or 12.
I think you're right.
That's the millage, but the effective rate's less than that.
Questions, discussions? Okay. Would I have a vote to call for adjournment?
I move to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second.
please call roll.
It's 6:12 p.m. Mrs. Porter? Yes. Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Mrs. Chapman? Yes. Mrs. Simmons? Yes. Mr. Nauer? Perfect.
Yes.